University Challenge. Asking the questions, Jeremy Paxman.
Hello, the price of wisdom may be above rubies, but it can also earn you a place in the second round of this competition to find the cleverest student quiz team in the UK. Tonight's winners will go through automatically. The losers could also play again if their score is among the 4 highest losing totals from this stage of the contest. Now, UCL is the largest college of the University of London and was established in 1826 to extend higher education to students regardless of race or religion. The driving forces behind its foundation are regarded as being 2 Scots, the poet Thomas Campbell and the statesman Henry Brougham, a follower of the utilitarian principles of Jeremy Bentham, who's often regarded as the college's spiritual father. An eclectic mix of architecture in and around Bloomsbury includes the imposing Senate House, supposedly an inspiration for the Ministry of Truth in Orwell's 1984. Alumni include the inventor of the telephone, Alexander Graham Bell, the pioneer of birth control, Mary Stopes, the journalist Walter Bagehot, and, more recently, the film director Christopher Nolan, plus all the members of Coldplay. With an average age of 22 and representing around 25,000 students, let's meet the UCL team.
Hello, I'm Bethany Drew. I'm from Surrey, and I'm currently in my first year studying English literature.
Hi, I'm Andrew Bruton. I'm from London, and I'm studying law.
And their captain?
Hello, I'm Thomas Halliday. I'm from Edinburgh, and I'm studying for a PhD in vertebrate paleontology.
Hello, my name is Haraldur Gunnarsson, and I'm doing a PhD in geomatic engineering.
Now, some students choose to attend a university close to the parental home, handy for taking home washing at the weekends. Others prefer to be a long way from the parental eye. And it is rumoured this is among one of the attractions of Exeter University, which is based around 3 campuses, 2 of them in the city and 1 in Cornwall. It, too, has 19th century origins and received its royal charter in 1955. It expanded rapidly in the 1960s, almost doubling its student numbers. It's recently developed a considerable reputation in Arab and Islamic studies. Alumni include the author of the best-selling book series in history, J.K. Rowling, the playwright Robert Bolt, and the pop idol and actor Will Young, with an average age of 33 and representing around 18,000. Let's meet the Exeter team.
Hello, I'm Harry Heath. I'm from Bromsgrove in Worcestershire, and I'm studying history.
Hello, I'm Katie Barry. I'm from Epsom, Surrey, and I'm studying biochemistry.
And this is their captain.
I'm Geoffrey Sage. I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm studying for a PhD in Urban Islamic Studies.
Hi, I'm Rick Harms. I'm from Lou in Cornwall, and I'm working on a PhD in politics.
OK, the usual rules: 10 points for starter questions, which you have to answer on your own, and 15 points for bonuses, which are team efforts. Fingers on the buzzers. Here's your first starter for 10. What concept is described in 1984 as not a means, but an end to Henry
UCL Gunnarsson.
Power.
Power is correct, yes. Your bonuses, UCL, are on culinary plants. The 3 are unrelated, but begin with the same 3 letters. Firstly, which spice is known as adrak in Hindi and sugar in Japanese? Its edible rhizomes can be used as an accompaniment to sushi or as a flavouring in parkin.
Ginger.
Correct. Similar to some Jurassic fossils, which tree is also known as the maidenhair in China, where it's used to flavour a number of traditional dishes? Its name means silver apricot.
Ginkgo.
Correct. Used for its restorative effects, which plant of the genus Panax derives its name in part from the Chinese for man, because the roots are thought to resemble human legs?
Ginseng.
Correct. Another starter question. Which company was chartered by Elizabeth I in 1600 to challenge...
Exeter Heath.
The British East India Company?
Correct. These bonuses, Exeter, are on member states of the Nordic Council. In 2013, for the 5th successive year, the World Economic Forum's Global Gender Gap report ranked which Nordic country #1 in terms of narrowing inequality between men and women?
Finland.
Maybe Sweden or Iceland.
I feel it might be Sweden. Sweden?
No, it's Iceland. Secondly, which is the only Nordic country whose majority language is non-Germanic?
Finland.
Correct. Which is the only country of the Nordic Council that is a member of both the European Union and NATO?
Denmark.
Denmark is correct. 10 points for this. Born 1788, the French mining engineer Claude Baudin is generally credited with coining what word for a rotary device turned by a liquid or gas used in jet engines and electricity generators?
UCL Halliday.
Turbine.
Turbine is right. These bonuses are on British wading birds, UCL. Having distinctive black and white plumage and a long upcurved beak, which wading bird became the emblem of the RSPB following the marked success of projects to conserve it?
Avocet.
Correct. What is the six-letter common name of Calidris alpina, the commonest small wader found along the coast? It has a slightly down-curved bill and, in breeding plumage, a distinctive black belly patch.
Yes. Plover.
No, it's a dunlin. From its evocative call, what is the common name of Numenius arquata, found in winter estuaries and summer moorland? It has brown plumage and a long down-curved bill.
Yes. Curlew.
Correct. 10 points for this. If the Book of Job was partly its model, it was Job retold for a godless world that offers no final consolation or redress. These words from Claire Tomalin's 2006 biography of Thomas Hardy describe which of his later novels?
Exeter Sage.
Jude the Obscure.
Correct. Right, your bonuses, Exeter, are on scientific epiphanies. Firstly, which inventor claimed to have visualised the principle of the rotating magnetic field while walking through a park in Budapest in 1882?
Gauss.
No, it's Tesla. Secondly, in the 1994 work, The Quark and the Jaguar, which physicist and pioneer of complexity detailed how an encounter with a wildcat in Central America resonated with his thinking about the notion of individuality?
No idea. I don't know. No. Pass.
That was Murray Gell-Mann. And finally, as he walked to his job at the Swiss Patent Office, Albert Einstein made the imaginative leap that which non-spatial continuum cannot be absolutely defined. It led to the special theory of relativity.
Time.
Time is correct, yes. Time for a picture round. For your picture starter, you'll see part of a national coat of arms. 10 points if you can identify the country it represents.
Exeter Sage.
Peru.
Anyone like to buzz from UCL?
UCL Gunnarsson.
Chile.
No, it's Bolivia. We'll see the whole thing now. That apparently is a llama in the middle of it. So, picture bonuses in a moment or two. 10 points at stake. Fingers on the buzzers, please. Here's a starter question. Listen carefully. Charles Babbage called his first calculating machine the difference engine. What name did he give to his second machine, which he...
Exeter Sage.
Analytical engine.
Correct. Right, your picture bonuses then. There are 3 more countries depicted in stylised landscapes on their national emblems or coats of arms. 5 points for each country you can identify. Firstly, please.
Nepal. It's Nepal.
Nepal.
Correct. Here's the whole thing. There we are. And secondly?
I'd say Burma.
Burma, Cambodia.
I'd say it looks like a Burmese temple.
Burma.
No, it's Laos. We'll see the whole thing. And finally?
I think that's North Korea.
North Korea.
Wow. So full of like
Is that
symbolism.
North Korea?
It is indeed the people's paradise of North Korea. Yes. 10 points for this. Give your answer by using a spelling alphabet such as that used by NATO, for example, A for alpha. In English, what letter of the alphabet is most commonly used to represent the sound known in phonetics as voiceless alveolar plosive?
UCL Gunnarsson.
Tango.
Correct, yes, T. Right, your bonuses are on the so-called noughties, or the first decade of the 21st century. Simply name the year in which the following events took place. Firstly, the Tate Modern opened, Zadie Smith's novel White Teeth was published, and Vladimir Putin became president of Russia for the first time.
Okay. I think Zadie Smith maybe 2001.
Exactly early.
He was Prime Minister before.
Yes.
Okay, so
2000. I think 2001.
2001.
No, it's 2000. Hurricane Katrina hit the Gulf of Mexico. Prince Charles married Camilla Parker Bowles, and Kazuo Ishiguro's novel Never Let Me Go was published.
Yeah. 2005.
Correct. J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows was published. Bulgaria and Romania joined the European Union. And Gordon Brown succeeded Tony Blair as Prime Minister.
2007.
Correct. 10 points for this. If you are not able to sketch a man falling out of a window in the time it takes him to get from the 5th floor to the ground, you will never be skillful enough to produce monumental work. These words are attributed to which French artist? Born 1798, his works include Women of Algiers.
UCL Bruton.
Pizarro.
No, anyone like to buzz from Exeter?
Exeter Harms.
Delacroix.
Delacroix is correct, yes. Now, Exeter, these bonuses are on Shakespeare's history plays. In each case, identify the play from its closing lines. I'll make a voyage to the Holy Land to wash this blood off from my guilty hand. March sadly after, grace my mornings here in weeping after this untimely bier.
No, it's history play. Henry the Fourth, Part 2.
Who went to the Holy Land? Crusades.
No, it's a pilgrimage.
Okay.
I don't know. Could be
Henry the Fourth, Part 2.
No, it's Richard II. Secondly, my tongue is weary when my legs are too. I will bid you good night and so kneel down before you, but indeed to pray for the Queen.
I did do the Shakespeare revision, so this is all sort of the... Henry the Sixth, Part 1 is what comes to mind.
go with, yeah.
Henry the Sixth, Part 1.
No, it's Henry IV, Part 2 that time. And finally, now civil wounds are stopped, peace lives again, that she may long live here. God say amen.
Richard III. Richard III.
Correct. 10 points for this. Listen carefully. Give 2 answers as soon as your name is called. Imagine that the periodic table is a chessboard and a king is on oxygen. It has 5 possible moves. 2 are chlorine and nitrogen. Give me 2 of the others.
UCL Gunnarsson.
Nitrogen. Sorry.
No. Sorry.
Exeter Barry.
Fluorine and phosphorus.
Correct. The other one's sulfur. Right, your bonuses are on chemistry this time, Exeter. The Arrhenius equation describes how the rate constant of chemical reactions changes with temperature and what other variable. I need the precise 2-word term, please.
Arrhenius is acid dissociation constant. I can't even think of it.
Any ideas?
Temperature and...
No, it's 2 words.
Yeah.
Relative temperature.
No, it's activation energy. The Arrhenius equation was first proposed by which Dutch chemist in 1884, 5 years before Svante Arrhenius provided physical evidence for it?
I've got no idea.
I've heard of it, but I can't. I think it also begins with A, but I might be completely wrong. No.
Pass.
That was proposed by Van Hoff. And finally, in the Arrhenius equation, the rule of thumb is that the rate of reaction almost doubles for a temperature increase of how many degrees Celsius?
10.
It's got a log in it, so 10.
10?
10 is correct, yes. Right, we're going to take a music round. For your music starter, you'll hear an excerpt from a piece of classical music. 10 points if you can name the composer.
UCL Bruton.
Holst. Holst is correct, yes. It was Mars, the bringer of warp in the planets. He had been declared unfit for military service, but he worked as a music teacher for troops during the First World War. Your music bonuses are 3 more composers who served in some way in the First World War. 5 points for each you can identify. Firstly, for 5, this French composer.
French composers of this time. Poulenc. Did you think it sounded like something?
Poulenc.
No, that's Maurice Ravel. Secondly, this German composer.
Karl Orff.
Correct. Finally, this British composer.
Vaughan Williams.
It is Ray Vaughan Williams, yes. 10 points for this. Founded by Bruno de Zabala in 1726, which capital city links a 1933 convention that discusses the definition and rights of statehood, the sinking of the Graf...
UCL Bruton.
Montevideo.
Correct. These bonuses, UCL, are on a sport. The Marksbruder, or Brotherhood of St Mark, was founded in Frankfurt in 1478 to control the instruction of which future Olympic sport?
Yes, I think it's going to be something. Yes.
Fencing.
Correct. According to the official Olympic glossary of fencing terminology, what is the name of the defensive action used when a fencer blocks the opponent's blade?
Parry.
Correct. In fencing, what name is given to the flexible or weaker half of the blade between the middle and the point? In more general speech, it denotes a failing or weakness of character.
Foible.
Correct. Well done. Another starter question. In different colours, what distinctive symbol links the flags of the breakaway Republic of Abkhazia on the Black Sea and the historical province of Ulster?
UCL Bruton.
Hands.
Hands is correct, white and red respectively. Right, these bonuses are on Soviet leaders, UCL. An erratic and at times jarringly outspoken leader whose tenure was marked by dramatic de-Stalinisation. These words from the Washington Post describe which Soviet leader on his death in 1971?
Khrushchev.
Correct. In power for a brief 13 months before his death in 1985, which Soviet leader was described by Time magazine as the caretaker from Siberia?
Andropov or Chenenko.
Chenenko was second.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then
what
Chenenko.
Chenenko was after Andropov.
So which one?
I'm guessing Chenenko.
Chenenko.
Chenyenko's right. Revealed. Red cabbage ruled Russia was the Sun newspaper's headline in 1982 on the death of which Soviet leader, referring to his deteriorating mental and physical condition in the last weeks of his life?
This might be Andropov.
Andropov.
No, that was Brezhnev. So, another starter question now. What given name links the author of How Mumbo Jumbo Conquered the World, the spy master of Elizabeth I, and the name adopted by Jorge Mario Bergoglio when he assumed office?
UCL Bruton.
Francis.
Francis is quite correct, yes. Right, bonuses are on depictions of Socrates. Which comedy by Aristophanes portrays Socrates as a charlatan working in the tradition of the sophists, with his academy, the Phrontisterion, teaching how to make wrong arguments sound right?
The Clouds.
Correct. Purchased by New York's Metropolitan Museum of Art in 1931, The Death of Socrates is a major work by which French neoclassical painter?
He did a lot like that. I really don't know, but he did Cicero and a lot of things in the Senate House.
The French Revolution is good for that sort of thing.
David.
David is correct. In which film of 1989 is Socrates described with some degree of accuracy as the most bodacious philosophizer in ancient Greece?
Back to the Future.
Why not? Train Spotting.
No, it's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. 10 points for this. Constructed on the orders of Mehmed II after he seized Constantinople in 1453.
Exeter Sage.
The Hagia Sophia.
No, I'm afraid you lose 5 points. Which palace was the primary residence of the Ottoman sultans for...
UCL Bruton.
Topkapi Palace.
Topkapi Palace is correct, yes. You get 3 bonuses on physiology, UCL. The vagus and the hypoglossal are 3 of the 12 pairs of nerves that perform sensory or motor functions. By what collective name are they known?
The cranial nerves.
Correct. In vertebrates, which of the cranial nerves is the olfactory nerve? I want its number, please.
4.
No, it's the first, number 1. Olfaction is an example of chemoreception. What is the other sense of chemoreception in humans?
Taste.
Correct. Right, we're going to take a second picture round. In a moment, you'll see a painting of a wedding celebration. For 10 points, please give me the Spanish artist's name.
Exeter Sage.
Velasquez.
No. UCL, one of you, Buzz?
UCL Bruton.
Goya.
Goya is right. Your bonuses are 3 more paintings of wedding celebrations. I want the name of the artist in each case, please. Firstly, this Flemish artist.
No, I don't think it's Van Eyck.
Bruegel.
Yes, it was Peter Bruegel the Elder. Secondly, this Italian artist.
Early ones.
Titian, or Piero della Francesca.
Yes.
I don't
I
really
quite
do.
like Titian. He looks early and Titian.
Okay, so fun.
I like Piero della Francesca.
Piero della Francesca.
No, it's Sandro Botticelli.
Oh.
And finally, this English artist.
It looks like, oh wait, I think it might be Dante Gabriel
Yes.
Rossetti, but I'm not entirely 100%. Gustave
Yes,
Doré
Rossetti.
did do.
It looks like
Rossetti.
It is Rossetti, yes. 10 points for this. Which star comes next in this sequence given in ascending order of brightness? Alpha Centauri, Arcturus, Canopus, and...
Exeter Sage.
Sirius.
Correct. Right, these bonuses, Exeter, are on a historical region. The name of which region of southeastern Europe derives ultimately from the German for duke, a reference to the duchy that preceded the 15th century Turkish conquest. Its name forms part of that of a country that proclaimed independence in 1992.
Herzegovina.
Herzegovina.
Yeah.
Herzegovina.
Correct. Herzegovina is home to one of its country's best-known structures, the Old Bridge, built by the Ottomans in the 1560s in which city?
Mostar. Mostar.
I'm going to nominate you. Nominate Heath.
Mostar.
Correct. Herzegovina has a short coastline on the Adriatic, surrounded on both sides by the territory of which country?
Croatia.
Croatia.
Correct. Well done. For this starter, listen carefully. Of the 4 European capitals on the River Danube, which is the furthest upstream?
Exeter Heath.
Vienna.
Correct. Your bonuses are on prime ministers and feminism. In each case, name the premier in office when the following were first published. Firstly, Mary Wollstonecraft's Vindication of the Rights of Woman.
1808.
You know when that was?
1808 or so.
Yeah, so early 19th century. So. I'm not sure then. So maybe Peel.
Peel. Peel.
It's too early for him. It's Pitt the Younger. John Stuart Mill's The Subjection of Women.
1850, 1860, so that would be...
Any thoughts?
Palmerston.
I'm going to nominate you. I'm going to nominate Melbourne.
Yeah.
Melbourne.
No, it was Gladstone. It was later than that. Finally, which Prime Minister came to power in the year in which Germaine Greer's The Female Eunuch was first published?
No, yes, Ted Heath, I think it was.
Heath.
Heath, yeah.
Heath? It was, yes, in 1970. Well done. 10 points for this. Who is the eponymous heroine of the 1871 opera, whose other characters include Amneris, Amonasro, and...
UCL Bruton.
Aida.
Aida is correct, yes. These bonuses, UCL, are on official languages of India other than Hindi and English. In each case, give the official language of the state in which the following major cities are located. First, for 5 points, Kolkata.
Bengali?
What's that one?
Is it Bengali? It's in West Bengal, isn't it?
Okay. Bengali.
Correct. Secondly, Bangalore.
That's probably Tamil. It's in the southeast, so it's either Tamil or Telugu, and Tamil, I think, is more common.
Tamil.
No, it's Kannada. And finally, Chennai.
Oh, that's... Maybe that's Tamil.
Where's
No, Chennai is... Oh, yeah, that's good. Is it on the western coast?
Punjabi.
No, it's Tamil.
Sorry.
Less than 4 minutes to go. 10 points for this. Work this out before you buzz. Give the result in binary of adding the binary numbers 110 and 11.
Exeter Sage.
11000.
Nope. UCL, one of you buzz.
UCL Gunnarsson.
1001.
Correct. These bonuses are on a name, UCL. Umberto, or Humbert II, was the last king of which European country, reigning for little more than a month in 1946?
Italy? Yes. 1946. What's that going to say? Because that was the king's of Sardinia. 1946. Or is it Italy? It sounds Italian. Italy became a republic after the Second World War.
Italy.
Correct. The title of which novel by Umberto Eco refers to a device named after a physicist and designed to demonstrate that the Earth rotates?
Foucault's pendulum.
Correct. The obsessions of the middle-aged literature professor Humbert Humbert are the subject of which novel of 1955?
Lolita.
Correct. 10 points for this. Listen carefully. Words meaning Polynesian language of New Zealand, capital of Latvia.
Exeter Heath.
A.
I'm afraid I'm going to fine you 5 points. Capital of Latvia and former currency of Germany may all be made using letters of the name of which SI base unit?
UCL Gunnarsson.
Meter.
No, it's kilogram. 10 points for this. I have laboured carefully not to mock, lament or execrate human actions, but to understand them. These are the words of which Dutch philosopher in his 1677 political treatise?
Exeter Sage.
Spinoza.
Correct. These bonuses are on astronomy, Exeter. What name is given to the great circle on the sky, on which the value of declination is everywhere 0?
The horizon? Horizon?
No, it's the celestial equator. Which other major great circle lies at an angle of roughly 63 degrees to the celestial equator?
Celestial meridian? Celestial meridian?
No, it's the galactic equator. And finally, what name is given to the third major great circle at an angle of 23.4 degrees to the celestial equator?
Tropical something. Tropical sphere?
No, it's the ecliptic. 10 points for this. Secured in November 1943, which atoll in the Gilbert Islands was the site of a major island attack by US forces in World War II? It's now the site of the capital of Kiribati.
UCL Bruton.
Yep.
No, anyone like to buzz from?
Exeter Heath.
Sorry. Tarawa.
Tarawa is correct, yes. Your bonuses, Exeter, are on political slogans. In each case, I want the party that used the slogan and the year of the UK general election with which it's associated. Firstly, Labour isn't working.
Conservative 79? Conservative 1979?
Correct. Britain deserves better.
Pass.
It's Labour in 1997. And finally, we can't go on like this. I'll cut the deficit, not the NHS.
Conservatives 2010.
Yeah.
Cameron 2010.
Conservatives 2010?
Correct. 10 points for this. According to Julius Caesar, territory within which present-day country was inhabited by...
Exeter Sage.
France?
No, you lose 5 points, including the Cassie, and at the gong, Exeter have 140, UCL have 230. Well, you were right to go for it, Exeter, but I think we're going to be saying goodbye to you on that sort of score. You never know. UCL, many congratulations to you. We look forward to seeing you in the second stage of the contest. I hope you can join us next time for another first-round match, but until then, it's goodbye from the University of Exeter.
Goodbye.
It's goodbye from University College London.
Goodbye.
And it's goodbye from me. Goodbye.